simplicity, is profundity's most becoming outfit. So when you can clothe something profound and something simple, then that's the best ticket. So first of all, 3B's to business success, and that is be brief. Be brief. You know, it's been said that the greatest speakers are those who take the fewest words and make them go the furthest. And so it is with those who are marketing a business or marketing a concept, and that is when you can take the fewest words and make them go the farthest. You know, this is one reason. Remember, I did the training on why I'm not a network marketer, nor will I ever be, but rather I am a networker who leverages marketing. Why? Because network marketers have a tendency to think just to talk too much. They think they can talk people into things, and oftentimes they don't understand. They talk people into a sale, then they talk them out of the sale, and then they talk them in again, they talk them out. And so, but you got to learn to be brief. You got to learn to get to the point. And those, again, my friend, I'm telling you, when you can talk in bullet points, and when you can talk, and now, you know, I as a preacher of the gospel, then I like putting in the illustrations and explaining and things like that. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to business success, my friend, you've got to learn to be brief. I've recruited people in my business, gotten business partners in 3 minutes. That's my 3 minutes. So how in the world can you, because if you're brief, if you can just get really to the point, and of course in that situation, you know, the person, you know, they came to me with a need, and I simply shared how my business, my company was the solution to what the problem that they had. And so it was like, and here's the question I asked them: if I'm willing to dedicate part of my life to your success, would you allow me to help you, or would you fight against me? They're like, wait a minute, what did you just say? And again, it's not just something you say, it's something you have to mean. But again, I said, if I'm willing to dedicate part of my life to your success, would you allow me to help you, or would you fight against me? And they're like, well, no, I'd allow you to help me. I was like, okay, well, let's get started now. So again, but number one, be brief. Was Winston Churchill that was asked to speak, and he stood up. It was a powerful gathering, and everybody was, you know, his commencement address. They were just so excited. They wanted to hear what this great man had to say, and he just said, never, never, never give up, and sat down. Never quit, never give up, right? So but be brief. And so again, my friend, whenever you're doing in business, your presentation, the shorter you can make your presentation. So you want it to be brief enough where you leave them hanging and hungry for more. So you don't want, by the time you're done speaking or presenting or talking and engaging with someone or whatever, you don't want it to be where they're like, oh my goodness, they're finally leaving, or oh my goodness, they finally shut up, right? No, you gotta leave them hanging, wanting more. So if you're gonna have some great business success, number one, you've got to be brief. And just again, to help you understand, my friend, most people and network marketers especially, they will, what we used to call fire hose people, right? Somebody says, oh, well, what are you doing? What business? And all next thing you know, 25 videos and 13 articles and all this. And like, dude, sister, no, slow down. So sometimes you send a little piece and see if that, okay, would you like more? Is that, you know what I mean? So number one, be brief. I'm telling you, my friend, even in dealing with your, again, keep in mind, I teach transcendent principles. So this is all about business, but anywhere in life. I mean, dealing with your young people, and especially teenagers, you got to learn to be brief and stop giving all these lectures, because, after a while, it's like Charlie Brown, wah, 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 right? So be brief. You got to cut it down. And I'm telling you, my lovely wife, Nadia, so helped me with this. And I tell you, what used to take me 45 minutes to an hour to say, I've learned to say in 25 to 30 minutes. And it seems to be even more effective. And so, number one, be brief. So regardless, my friend, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how good your company, how good the concept, no matter how good things are here, no matter how great, whatever it is, if you're not brief, eventually you turn people off. And instead of them wanting to hear, instead of them wanting to be part of something, now the thing they want is for you to be quiet and leave them alone. Number one, be brief. Number two, be bold. Number two, be bold. By the way, there's a company I spoke for that paid me $10,000 to give them this training. So I just want to help you to understand that the value of what you're getting here is incredible. So number one, be brief, but number two, be bold. In other words, there's a principle that says to GET, you got to ASK in order to GET. In other words, and if you're going to get, you've got to ask, right? And you've got to be bold. But so many times people, they don't ask. They said that in sales, literally, my friend, you've got to close. You've got to ask for the sale. It takes between 7 to 12 contacts. Most people quit after the first or second, and of course, part of that is they've said everything they have to say in the first and second context, right? So there's nothing else nowhere else to go. But that way, if you're brief, then number two, you got to be bold. You've got to learn that as you're doing your presentation, actually have closings where you're asking for the sale. You're asking, okay, if this is what you like, if this is what appeals to you, if this is what would help, then that's get you started. But again, 5 to 12, 90, get this now and write this down, 90%, again, 90% of all sales occur between excuse me, I had the numbers wrong, the 5th and the 12th contact. I think I said 7th, but 5th and 12th contact. And most people stop at 1 or 2. And it's amazing. So again, my friend, it's not about being pushy. It's not about what it is. It's about having different little subtle contacts. So it might be like a little text with a few words, and it might be a little email with a few more words. It might be a quick little phone call. It might be here's a quick little sizzle call. Here's a quick little video. But in that is, if you're ready to get started, I'd be grateful and gracious to be able to help and assist you. So be brief, but also be bold, because many a times people don't get because they never ask. Now they present, but they never ask and say, now, with this in mind, what appealed to you most? What do you like best about what you just heard? Of course, you never ask people what do they think, and no harm. It's not that you don't care what they think, but when it comes to this, what they think is irrelevant. Is only what they are interested in, because that is what we're going to leverage to talk with them about. So in your conversation, in your presentation, and whenever you do, you've got to, number one, be brief, but then you've got to be bold. You've got to, you can't have a presentation that just presents without asking people, so what do you like best about what you just heard? What you like best about what you just saw? What do you like best? And then when they tell you that's what you use, and say, okay, well, that's what we specialize in. If you're interested in a family safe, right, environment, if you're interested in a profit share, if you're interested, whatever you just ask them if that's the thing that grabs your attention. That's what we specialize in. Let's get you started now, to get you on the road to getting what you said you wanted, to get you on the road to getting what you said you liked. So you've got to learn, again, to be bold. And then number 3, be brilliant. Be brilliant. Now, when I say be brilliant, I don't mean you have to go get all these degrees at college. I don't mean when I say be brilliant that you've got to learn how to stand up and totally promulgate your esoteric cogitations and articulate your superficial sentimentalities with amicable and philosophical psychological observations, and beware platitudinous ponderosities. Let your extemporaneous verbal evaporations demonstrate a clarified conciseness, no previous granity or jejune bafflement. No, I'm not talking about that. And by the way, that's just a Reader's Digest version saying, say what you mean without using big words. That's exactly what all that means. Now, when I say be brilliant, in a nutshell, here's what I mean. I mean work with human nature, not against it. Ooh, write that down. Work with human nature, not against it. See, so many times people in business, they're like a hunter versus one who's going fishing. Now, when you're going hunting, right, you're going after something, and you're chasing, you're going after them. When you're fishing, you're using bait that would bring them to you. Now, you obviously either go fishing, you go to the pond or the lake or the whatever, but you've got to have bait, something again based on what you want to catch. You've got to have bait that's appealing to that particular species of fish. And here's the thing, my friend. If you're going to be brilliant, you've got to understand, instead of being like a hunter that chases after people, and you want to be like a fisherman with bait that attracts those that you're after. So be brilliant, that is, work with human nature, not against it. See, human nature is sort of like people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. So people love to buy, they hate to be sold. You've probably heard that. So that's why with my breakthrough selling system, I teach on how to sell without being a sellout, the art of selling without selling. And so what we do in essence is we teach you, don't necessarily sell, just facilitate the buying process. So if people love to buy, they hate to be sold. It's like you walk in a store and you went there to buy something, but as soon as they say, "May I help you?" you're like, "No, I'm fine." Why? Why do we do that? Even though we walked in there to buy something, we do that because we don't want some pushy, salesperson, some pushy person to try to talk us into something. And it's amazing because then when you finally need help, right, it seems like there's nobody around. You got to find, but may I help you? I was like, no, I'm fine. No, what we mean is, when I find what I want, then, we don't say this, but this is really what we mean. What we mean is, no, I don't want you trying to talk me anything, but when I find what I want and I have questions, then I'll just need you to give, some information. That's really what we really mean when they say, "May I help you?" And we're like, "No," right? Let's nip this thing in the bud right now. No, people love to buy. As a matter of fact, it's amazing. If you understand, see, this is one of the secrets of business, and that'll help you, my friend. People love to buy. I mean, do you understand that most people, before they get if they're working their job, before they get their paycheck, whether it's they get paid every 2 weeks or whatever, do you know the money is usually already allocated, already spent? They've already anticipated what they're going to buy, what they're going to spend it on. And guess what, my friend? To be brilliant means you position yourself that when they get that paycheck, you're one of those ones that is on their list. People love to buy. They just hate to be sold. And that's, again, and part of when we're talking too much, when we're not being brief. Remember I said, number one, be brief. Number two, be bold. When we're not brief, then we have the tendency to seem like we're selling, which causes people to kind of pull away, right? But be brief enough just to, like somebody said, you can take a horse to water, you can't make him drink. Well, I like to say, if you salt that rascal down, he'll go looking for something to drink. So I'll give you my definition of marketing. I've done it a time or two, but you need to hear it over and over and over again. And that is marketing. My definition is the ability to identify, write that down. Remember, note takers are money makers, but of course, action takers are super big money makers, right? So it's not just the notes you take, it's the action you take on the notes that you took. But write it down though. Again, marketing is the ability to identify and or create in others a desire to buy what you have to offer. So marketing, I've got another part to that, but marketing, the breakthrough definition, breakthrough marketing is the ability to identify and or create in others a desire to buy what you have to offer, and which in essence solves their problem. So again, breakthrough marketing, my breakthrough marketing definition is the ability to identify and or create a desire in others to buy what you have to offer, which in essence solves their problems. Okay, did you get that? I'll give it to you one more time. Make sure for you. That is, again, breakthrough marketing, the ability to identify and or create a desire in others to buy what you have to offer, which in essence is a solution to their problem, okay, or solves their problem. So watch this. So you want to identify. And how do you identify? And that is, people will talk about their struggles. They'll talk about not having enough money, or they'll talk about the people on the job just driving them crazy. They'll talk. You got to be able to identify, and you can identify if you listen, if you pay close attention, if you watch, so you can identify, what the needs are. And when you get really good, then you can start creating. That's what we talk about. You can take a horse to water. You can't make him drink, but if you salt him down, he'll go looking for something to drink. And you can create. Of course, facts tell, testimonies sell. Right? I don't like stories. Stories a lot of times are false. So facts tell, but testimonies sell. So you salt people down with powerful testimonials. You salt people down, right? With again giving some powerful little bullet points, like I did on the benefit chart, that will allow them to see. Oh yeah, that's what. I'll be interested in that. Yeah, that grabs my attention. Yeah, that right there. Yeah, that right there. That right there. It's like watching a commercial, on the television. They have these commercials. What's the job of the commercial? The job of the commercial is to stimulate something in you to make you want that pizza, to make you want that Coca-Cola, make you want that whatever the thing is that they're advertising, right? And so anyway, so again, get that breakthrough marketing, the ability to identify and or create a desire in others to buy what you have to offer, which in essence solves their problems. And again, you always have to have the, remember, WIIFT. That's got to be your favorite radio station as a breakthrough marketer. And what's WIIFT? For those you may not have picked it up before, that stands for what's in it for them. What's in it for them. See, when you embrace the breakthrough marketing concept, people will be happy. Listen, they'll be happy to give you their money in exchange for your business, for your product, for your service that solves their problem, that's a solution for what they've been looking for. Damn, that's what I say. Be brilliant. So again, be brief. Number 2, be bold. Number 3, be brilliant. Let's work with human nature, not against it. Understand marketing and master that, practice that, work on that. And I'm telling you, my friend, it is incredible that you'll be able to say business is booming and checks are zooming. Hey, my name is Dr. Stan Harris. They call me Dr. Breakthrough, and often say you may be just one step from a massive breakthrough. And remember, my life, it's all about educating, empowering, and elevating people to break through any barrier that would hinder their success. I do this by empowering them to break to the best version, or at least a better version of themselves. Because I aspire to inspire breakthroughs even after I've expired.